And welcome to XPReport, your lovely place for everything. I'm Kieran, doing some awesome podcasting with you today. And with me is...
Ronnie. If this is your first time here, we are a podcast about game news, all game news, spanning digital and analog. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back.
And you should come back. It's great.
Yes.
We love it. So personal news for me, Highwind's tabletop RPG. We'll be doing we'll have actual playtest material out soon, which is really cool. I'm excited to get that into the hands of people. And for the last year, people have been asking. They want an easier version of the Sacred Acorn. And coming when this podcast releases, I think in one day, part of the Steam summer sale, you'll be able to get story mode. Story mode is the same game with no damage.
Oh, nice. I was going to ask if it's just like lower health enemies or whatever, but no damage? Great. Honestly, it's a good story. So it's worth it.
The enemies all have the same health, so you have to hit them the same amount of times, but they can't damage you. So you still get that feel of combat with none of the risk.
Awesome.
No achievements, though.
Gonna have to do a dry run and then come back to get your achievements. You got to earn them.
So for any of the puzzle achievements, they're still going to go through, but any of the combat ones, they won't.
Okay.
Or speed run ones. Anything that like you would be able to do it easier by just wailing and getting faster times.
That's fair. Cool. I'm excited. Any news on content update for that?
Content update won't be coming with this. It's going to be a few months down the track, but it is being worked on.
Obviously, the reason I'm asking is because I am going to be starting a whole new file and playing through it again. This time I will 100% it. Because
Yep, pretty close.
I didn't get the achievement for defeating the ice mini boss for some reason. Probably a bug.
Yeah, it's probably a bug.
But yeah, I'll be playing through the whole thing again because I want to experience it again. It's not, it's not a dreadfully long game like some of the other RPGs I've played recently. So it's a good few streams and that'll be it for me, which will be cool. I want to revisit it. I like it.
That's good. Anyway, let's get into news. Unless you've got something, but I know you've probably just been playing lots of Dune.
I have been playing a lot of Dune. I have a couple collaborations coming up on my streams and stuff. One of them I can't talk about yet, but the other two I've partnered with a clothing company called Into the AM. For clothing, I've been wearing their clothes for years. I now am officially partnered with them. So if you guys like frequenting my content, you might be able to get yourself some savings on some apparel. And then I also work with G Fuel, which you guys have probably seen when I drink out of my shaker. They're bringing back streams on their channel on Twitch, and I will be doing a stream there. So that's all the exciting news that I have. So we can definitely drop into the news now.
All right, we're going to drop in. Christopher Perkins and Jeremy Crawford have left what I put in the show notes as QWOTC, but it's WotC, Wizards of the Coast. So they were, I think, game designer and creative
director and game director, yeah.
Yeah, of...
or game designer, you're right.
Essentially Dungeons & Dragons. I think they did a few other things there as well, but most of what Wizards of the Coast does is Dungeons & Dragons related.
That's huge for Darrington Press. Or Critical Role, as a lot of you know.
Well, it's like this staggered thing of they've lost Critical Role, because I don't think Critical Role is going to do Dungeons & Dragons
moving
content
forward
anymore.
Yeah.
I think it'd be weird of them to do so.
Oh, yeah.
So that is like hundreds and thousands of people between YouTube and the different avenues they do, like live streaming and stuff, that are going to be watching a non-D&D game now.
Yep.
Because I don't think people tuned in because they're like, I need to watch D&D. They're like, I want to watch Critical Role. They, to be honest, couldn't care what the system is. And it's the same with Dimension 20, because they've done a few different systems where they've done Kids on Bikes. They've done a lot of D&D, but it's not the system that draws people in. It's the content, it's the show, it's the stuff. But you're in those streams and people are like, oh, what are they playing? Like, oh, they're playing Daggerheart. That's going to be a lot more people looking up Daggerheart, because like it or not for some people, I think they've brought a lot of people into the hobby, like Critical Role has. and the next wave of people that bring in is going to be bringing it into Daggerheart instead of D&D.
Yeah. We'll see
For
what that means for Wizards of the Coast. That's going to be a big blow to them.
It is, and I don't think it's going to be a big blow today. I think it's going to take a year or more to see that effect, because it's going to be them getting new people on board. Everything that these two have worked up till today probably wasn't coming out for 6-8 months anyway.
Right.
It's not like what they were doing was dropping tomorrow, and like it's all going to go to hell. We're going to see those effects in a year's time.
I'm excited to see what Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford bring to the table for Darrington Press, for Daggerheart and stuff. Lending their creative juices to the projects moving forward. It's exciting.
Yeah, it is good. I've seen a lot of speculation whether they might not be working on Daggerheart, they might be working on something else, because Darrington Press has actually already done a few RPG projects that isn't Daggerheart. So it could be Daggerheart. I think a lot of people thought they might be doing like the first campaign book for Daggerheart.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, I read a little bit of the article that you had posted, and they might work on the Candela Obscura stuff too, right?
Yes. So there's a few options there. We don't know we just know their titles, that they are getting hired as a creative director and something else. It wasn't a one-for-one transition from WotC to Darrington Press.
Yeah.
But the positions they got are like definitely vague enough that no one's really like sure what they could be working on. So we'll just have to see.
Yeah. This next one is you, because you're a Splitgate fan.
I have looked into this. So they've posed this story as like they had to fire a bunch of people. The co-founders opted for non-salary to help deliver the next phase of the project. From what I've seen of a few people talking about it, it's like they were already pretty well off themselves, so it's like not that big of a sacrifice for them to not take a salary.
Right.
It's still good that like there are definitely people that would just keep taking a salary even though they're already rich.
Oh yeah, sure.
So it's better than nothing. But like knowing the like details on and stuff on it, it is interesting. I still think it's good. They're deciding not to get richer to, I don't know, maybe they can keep 2 more people on that they couldn't keep on.
Yeah. My biggest conflict personally is like I saw a ton of larger content creators having their hashtag sponsored, hashtag ad streams for Splitgate 2, and knowing a bit about the industry, like they probably got paid a good amount of money. And I am curious as to if that contributed to them having to lay off and not getting what they wanted out of it, or if it helped them not have to lay off as many people. I don't know.
It'd be the other way around. I hazard a guess that they would have paid heaps of money for this big marketing push. It didn't lead to the sales that they thought it was going to lead. And I've talked to you about this before, like with my studios personally, I probably won't be doing Twitch promotions anymore. They just do not lead to the numbers that you put money-wise into it. Now, YouTube does.
Right. We had talked about that, yeah.
Like, and it could be different. Like, if you're Rockstar, these numbers are going to be very different. Paying someone $100,000 to do Twitch content is probably actually going to get you a lot of sales. Or you're already going to get those sales anyway. Whatever it is, like they have a different type of backing. But I think for the average studio like Splitgate or like these studios that aren't like synonyms with like printing money, it's such a hard thing to get people to buy your game from Twitch streams, because like your community as well, like most communities I see, it is someone is coming to see the streamer. You could be playing any game, they don't care.
Yeah.
Whereas with YouTube, a lot of people are like, I'm looking up strategy games, I'm looking up cute squirrel games, whatever, and they'll find these videos and they don't care who's playing it. They just want to see what the gameplay is like before they buy it.
Right.
And people aren't searching Twitch like that. That's just not how Twitch is
It doesn't
used.
operate it that way. Yeah.
So,
And that makes sense. Yeah. So you're probably right, and that's my thought too. Is like they probably dished out a ton of money and it didn't pan out, and now they're suffering a little bit of consequence from it.
definitely. And a lot of marketing companies I know of are like, you got to get here, like you got to put like 10K, 20K, 100K into these Twitch streamers. So like people are getting told to put their money into live streams. I don't know if it's right.
I think you're right too, though, with the whole YouTube thing. YouTube's algorithm is there for that reason. It's going to give people the stuff that they're searching for. So if they want to find out about games, like you said, they can find it, and they're not worried about the specific person that they're watching. They just want some information. So
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's tough. Hopefully it doesn't hurt them in the long run. I know Splitgate 1 had it rough, and it showed promise too. They're trying to do things different in a space that's really, really congested, and it's going to be hard.
It's definitely going to be hard. My guess here is that Splitgate 2 is too similar to 1, and 1 didn't work. So
yeah,
I think they love the formula. I don't think the formula is popular.
And they did a super cool thing with the Battle Royale that they released, having the portals leading to 4 or 5 different biomes. But I personally think we're on the back end of Battle Royales. I think the ones that are doing really well are going to stay doing well. I think new ones being introduced aren't going to thrive.
It is the World of Warcraft thing. Like, World of Warcraft was the MMO. Everyone else was like, all right, we're going to make a big MMO. None of them worked.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, some did, like Guild Wars, obviously. Not as big as...
right. They've got enough to sustain, and that's it.
Has enough to sustain, but it's a hard market to get into. Extraction, shooters, and battle royales are the same at the moment, I think.
Yep.
They've got the
the
ones
Golden
that are big,
Child. Yeah.
and then it's hard to get people away from that.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Anyway, Mind's Eye.
Mind's Eye. I don't know if any of you that are listening have seen gameplay of Mind's Eye. I've seen a lot of comparisons between Grand Theft Auto 4 and Mind's Eye. It looks like just a mess, just a huge mess of a game. It's had a terrible launch. I saw a clip from the streamer Co-Carnage getting ready to play Mind's Eye, launching it, and then getting in, I don't know, he looks off to the side, hears something and says, "Oh, really?" And then he's like, "Oh, I guess our sponsored stream has been canceled, everybody." And he ends up not playing it because they are literally I don't know if they're backpedaling, crashing, and burning, but it's not been great. You should, if you care, look into some of the clips on the internet of Mind's Eye. It looked like it could be fun from a hazardous perspective. You want to go in there and just watch a mess happen. It's kind of like Cyberpunk when it first launched. Really tough. But they're facing layoffs because of it all.
Everyone's facing layoffs at the moment. It's a bloated industry, unfortunately.
Yeah, big time.
We'll see how it goes.
Next up, we got Claire Obscure being dethroned on Metacritic by, and it's a little salt in the wound for me. Not that I didn't love Zelda Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but their Switch 2 enhanced versions took over the best 2 games of 2025 over Claire Obscure Expedition 33. I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't like it. They're not new games.
They're not.
They're
new.
just. Yep. It's not even a remake. I'd be salty about a remake, but this is even further from. This is just re-release of the exact same title on better hardware. The
better
game
hardware,
itself.
Yep. You've upped the frame rate and given a couple novelty features to the game. Oh man.
Only Nintendo could pull this off with their marketing and stuff, but I think it's a bit crappy.
Yeah, a game, and I think I would feel differently if it was a different game than Claire Obscure, being the small team that pulled off this incredible, miraculous JRPG that they did, in my opinion. If it was, maybe Grand Theft Auto 6 getting dethroned, I might feel better about it, but.
Well, if it was a brand new game that I'd be like, okay, there was a game that people liked more that came out this year. this isn't the case.
Yeah, I agree. But
There
you have it.
Yeah. Silent Hill 1 remake is in the works from the team that made Silent Hill 2. I'm not shocked by this at all. It
Silent
did
Hill
so
2 was
well.
great, yeah.
They'd kind of not be allowed to not do it.
Right.
Like if they were like, we don't want to
do
do it, like there'd be some executive somewhere being like tapping on his desk, like Silent Hill 1, come on, get to it.
It'd be like, okay, just give them more money then if they're saying they don't want to do it. Because
like
no one's going to do it the way that they did it, because Silent Hill 2 remake was immaculate. It was really good.
Yeah, it would really shock me for them not to jump on that.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad they did. Me personally, never played Silent Hill before. When I was younger, I was too young. And then
I was too young. Still played it.
Still played it. Yeah. See, I was into Resident Evil, and then I saw some snippets of like my brother playing Silent Hill, and I said, no, I can't. So Silent Hill 2 remake was my first time experiencing it, and I absolutely loved it. And I scare easily, so it was an experience for me. But I'm looking forward to the first one. We're getting Lies of P, or not, sorry. We have Lies of P DLC Overture came out. They're getting patches for rebalancing and reducing monster difficulty. Just like the original Lies of P release, there have been complaints about it being too hard. So
I think that's kind of the aim of the game, but what do I know?
I mean, the DLC did introduce difficulties settings, if I'm not mistaken, right? And they're still
going to
patching.
Or has.
I thought, I thought that it came with difficulty settings, but I could be wrong. But yeah, they're rebalancing it and reducing monster difficulty. So if you found the game too hard and you stepped away from it, maybe take a look at it here when the patch drops.
Yeah. Hopefully people can enjoy that.
Yeah.
Dune Awakening. So that's been out 3 weeks now for early access people.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been getting quite a few patches daily in some instances. Just I'd say less balance fixes and more fixing lots of things that are breaking in the game. Mm-hmm. It is a big game. There's going to be a lot of things that break, and hopefully they can get to a nice point. They've been having a lot of server issues between different regions, everything. It's pretty funny because the regions don't all seem to break at the same time. They've got, I think it's probably due to like load based on when people are signing on. Like,
yeah,
we have peak players at different times because we're in different regions. So wouldn't be shocked if it has a lot to do with that. The problems of success, I guess.
Yeah, we'll touch a little more on the Dune stuff here in just a little bit. Getting into new releases. First off, Kieran, you wanna hit him with the where to find us? You're better at this than me.
Well, if you're listening, you found us. But if you want to tell more people about it, or tell people what a great time you've had here today, tonight, wherever, if you're listening in the car. If you've crashed the car and like a first responder's getting you in there listening to our voices as they try and pull you out, whatever's happening.
Oh, gosh.
Review us on Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, iHeart, Pocket Casts, wherever you're listening. It really does help us. We want to know what you think, and we want to essentially reply to what you ask us. And if you've got any questions, we are happy to answer them.
Yeah, questions, comments, constructive criticism. You want to tell us we're wrong in our thoughts, whatever it is, let us know. We're happy.
Or if you want us to tell you that you're wrong, we can do that too.
Yeah, if you're into that. All right, on to some new releases that came out these past 2 weeks. First one, I just played this. Chrono Odyssey playtest was made available. It's a new MMO coming out. It's a typical MMO. You get thrown into the stuff. You're putting it's a pretty cool concept. You get this chrono, oh my gosh, chronotector? I can't remember what it was called.
Like a Chrono Odyssey?
It's Chrono Odyssey. Yeah, you get the Chrono Odyssey in your hand. Anyways, you get to go back in time. You get to visit different not universes, but there's like different worlds, I guess. Anyway, you're trying to save the world from this crazy stuff that's come into it. Anyway, it's fun. It's an action RPG MMO. check it out. I actually, by the time this comes out, it's not going to be even up anymore. So never mind. Moving on.
Check it out. Check a video of it.
Yeah.
But also, you said typical MMO, and based on what we said before about, like, you know, World of Warcraft's the MMO, everything else just kind of floats
Never
on
mind.
by.
It's not. It's not a typical MMO.
But, like, you know, as soon as, like, I hear, like, oh, another MMO is coming out, I'm like, all right. And I think I'm probably part of a lot of people that are like this. They're like, all right, I'll wait for the tryhards to play it. And if they're still sticking with it, that's when I'll give it a go. I'm not looking to get into every MMO at day one. And I think there's so many people doing that it's so hard for a game to stick with a good player base.
Yeah, people come in, they run it to the ground, they move on, and then you don't know where the game is economically or anything like that at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it could be fun. I don't know if there's going to be a price point on it, if it's going to be free to play with, you know, some kind of a pass to get things or whatever. If it's something up your alley, give it a try. It will scratch some itches for you. I guarantee that.
All right.
Rematch just released. It had a couple betas. It is the 3v3, 4v4, or 5v5 soccer game from the creators of Sifu. What's that?
I have seen this. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's pretty fun. I played the betas. I have it, and I am looking to give it a go. I'm trying to break my habit of playing Rocket League.
I knew you were going to say that.
I play a lot of Rocket League. I have 3,200 hours and counting on Rocket League, and I need to find something to still scratch the competitive itch. Because I like competitive games, but I don't like what it does to me as a streamer. So I try to play them off stream mostly. We also now have a game called Peak that came out last week. It is a co-op up to 4-player climbing game where you're trying to crest a mountain with your friends, and you can either work together or you can cause mayhem with it. I've seen a couple clips of it. It looks dangerously hilarious.
So this reminds me of Chain Together. And this is probably the only instance where paying streamers really does work, because it's such a social experience that, like, everyone has to be playing it right now, because in 6 weeks, everyone will have had all the funny laughs, like, we failed at this game, and no one's going to be playing it anymore.
Yep.
It's very much like a cultural thing rather than a game design thing.
Yeah, and I'm sure a game like this didn't take years and years to develop, and I think that's the style that they're going for is mega virality into success so that they can possibly just move on to their next project.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. Next game, it's a game called Date Everything. It is a dating simulator, but the twist is that you can literally date everything. Are you romantically attracted to your microwave? Your toaster oven? Apparently you can date everything in this game. If you're into that kind of stuff and you want to push the boundaries in your next dating sim, check it out.
I saw some funny things that someone was, like, going through the credits and stuff, like, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? And it's got, like, Matthew Mercer voice, and it's like, found you!
Yeah.
It does seem like that type of game.
It's... I've played one dating sim, and that was Dream Daddy, and I had a bad experience.
I could see that. What was the one from Kit Fox? The one where you date your swords. That was the one I did.
Oh, I don't even know. I don't know a lot of dating games.
Date your sword, dating sim. It's called Boyfriend Dungeon.
I have heard of that. I didn't know that's what it was about. Like, I didn't know you could date your sword.
It's half like Hades, like it's got that sort of gameplay, but it's also a dating sim.
Really? Wait, I might have to check it out. I like Hades.
It's like, it's not as fine tuned as Hades in, like, any sense, but, like, it's not trying to be either.
Right. That makes sense. Do you want to take the next couple?
I know nothing about them. Let's do it. FPC Firebreak. It's certainly World of Control. This is their 3-player co-op FPS. And I know that they have been talking for a while about trying to do a multiplayer or like something else in that universe. I never got into Control. I did try it. It just didn't hook me. But I know lots of people that are so into it.
Yep, and this is basically in the world of the same game. They also were talking about how they're looking to release new content for this game every few months. It's not going to be all the time. There's not going to be a bunch of patches and stuff like that. It does look like it's already pretty fine-tuned in terms of gameplay. So, if you've got a lot on your plate, play it for a bit, come back every couple of months, check out and see if there's anything new. And
every game says that they're like, oh, we'll be releasing content every 3 months, but they only do that if the players are there. If like there's 4 players, they're not releasing content.
I mean, I guess I wouldn't either, right? From a developer's standpoint. But it's weird because you do want your game to thrive, and you want to hope that people would come back and play it, but then you'll probably feel very defeated if they don't.
Absolutely.
I don't know. The next one, Raito, I don't know if I'm saying that right, remaster. It's a Shin Megami Tensei spin-off game that came out a while back. I don't know the original release date of that. It has a remaster that just came out. High action. If you like the Shin Megami Tensei games, you would enjoy this. It's very just fast-paced gameplay, action, adventure. Yeah, check it out. It's released on Steam. And I think Xbox and PlayStation, if I'm not mistaken. Another game called Vessels of Decay. I just heard about this before we started talking. It's a pixel top-down action RPG set in post-apocalyptic Scandinavia where you play as 2 siblings and you're fighting like these mythical folklore creatures. It looks really cool.
I've had a look at this one and it reminds me a lot of Jotun, back when or Jotun, however you want to say that, when that came out. I think there's a bit more here, but like it's got the sort of larger than life mythical creatures with, I want to say like fine tuned combat, but it's got that kind of like crunchy pixel combat where like the hits feel really big and
you get that feeling of big feedback when you get hit, like it's almost happening to you. Yeah,
like the way that some of these pixel games like do those hits where like even the smallest thing has so much feedback about the hit, they like you really like see it.
Yeah, I like that in games. It makes you feel punished almost for making a mistake or not making a mistake and it just happening.
Absolutely.
We've got Lost in Random, The Eternal Die just released. It is, if you guessed it, takes place in the world of Random. It is the next game. I think Lost in Random was the first game. This is a fast-paced action roguelike game. I actually have to play this. I have it. I've had it for about a week now, and it's just Dune. Every day is Dune's day, so I need to find and set aside time to give this a go. It looks really fun. The artwork in this game is what really drew me into it. I can't really explain it. It gives me a Tim Burton light feel, like for me, like a Nightmare Before Christmas feel to it, which I really enjoy. So yeah, check out Lost in Random: The Eternal Die if you're into that kind of stuff. If you're into roguelites, fast-paced action games.
Yep. And if you're into fast-paced, you can check out Rooftops and Alleys. It's a parkour, however you want to say it. It's like capture the flag, like it's almost like all those games you play as kids, but like with parkour sort of thing. So it's single player or online multiplayer. I don't know how the single player would work. I guess you play against computers or bots. Maybe there's a story sort of thing that they got going.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind like a Tony Hawk's career mode type of thing. Like games haven't been doing that for a while, and I miss that. I
would love, even outside of the multiplayer side, just being able to complete tasks. Okay, you're on a rooftop. We need you to do this move, jump off, grab, and land in the specific spot. I loved doing that in like Tony Hawk.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, and
yawning. It's late for me.
It is late. Yeah, it's early in the morning for me, late for Kieran. We make it work.
Just after midnight. If running on rooftops is too fast for you, though, you could play Cast and Chill, which is a fishing and chill simulator. It reminds me, not reminds me, but like it's got a lot of nostalgia of the Dave the Diver fishing part of it. Or it just has that sort of aesthetic to start off with. It's obviously a different game with different gameplay, but something about it just reminds me of that chillness.
Yeah, if you're I'd say on the back end of your day, you just got done playing rooftops and alleys and you're wanting to try and hang out, it's got a lot of idle action to it, and then, once you get, you get your catch and all that, you can go and you can shop for different lures and baits and all that stuff. If you're into fishing, this is definitely a cozy and chill version of a fishing game for you. And last on our list of releases here today, we have the Gex trilogy re-release. If you've ever played Gex, you're a gecko. It's from PlayStation 1 days, if you're old enough to remember that. But this is obviously
40 years ago.
Yeah, back in my day. If you ever played Gex, they're calling it the Gexed gen version, the Gexiest version of all, because now it's HD 16:9. It's no longer 4:3. It's no longer really hard lines and pixelation. So it'll hit the nostalgia. It doesn't change anything other than upscaling. Check it out. I used to play it. I only ever played the first one, and I was young and just ran around and got killed a lot.
For these types of re-releases, I can't see new people really picking these things up. It's going to be people like, I played that when I was younger, I want to play it again. Because they have some real difficult game design decisions.
Oh, for sure.
Like if you played them, like you get it, and if you didn't, like you're like, why can't I like move around this? Like, why is it so janky?
Yep, it's partially game design decisions, partially limitations of platform. But yeah, if you like Gex and it would hit the nostalgia for you, you can check that out. It's cool.
That's good.
Yeah, on to our main topic of choice, which I'm sure you all already know.
Yes, good old Dune. So we're just going to chat about that. We've both been playing it an ungodly too many amount of hours. So,
and the good thing is, though, I would say you and I have very different experiences so far on the game because of how we've played it.
Yeah, mine's just causing havoc. Yours is going to every point in the game and trying to complete it.
Yeah, I personally have 100%ed the main story-sided map, the Haga Basin, everything. I've found every single outpost, every single camp. The only thing I've missed out, apparently, is a couple pieces of intel, which isn't a part of the completion, but it's just telling me that they're missing. So,
and mine broke, and I got to do some again. I don't know if it took them away from me, though, because I didn't tally it up or not.
Right. And
I won't know until a very long time away.
Well, so I don't know specifically if the intel amount will perfectly line up with all of the research. So we'll know once we both get to that point, maybe. But yeah, we've both attacked the game in a very different way. I've been intentionally trying to go as slow as possible, and I have not gone to the deep desert, which a lot of you may know is like the hardcore part of the game, the end game, the PvP area, and all of that.
Yes. Which is very undercooked at the moment anyway. So you're not missing out on much. Yeah. But I'll say, like, the Haga Basin PvE part of the game, they've done a really good job on. The team knew what they were doing there. And aside from bugs that, like, to be honest, weren't even that bad, like, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, I've been thoroughly enjoying it myself. That's been the majority of the gameplay for me. My PvP experience has been just at the wrecks. So,
and people said they're not too bad. So
yeah, the wrecks have been fun. The wrecks, I've only ran into a couple people, in the open PvP areas of the Haga Basin. And specifically yesterday, I was just trying to get, some unique schematics out of a chest. Guy came in while I was fighting NPCs. I immediately turned on him. He didn't want nothing to do with me. It turned tail, went and grabbed the loot before I could get to it, and ran. I downed him on his way to his ornithopter. I don't know how you finish people. I was shooting him. He wasn't. He was just got himself back up and got in his ornithopter and left. So I jumped on top of it, was like shooting down into the window. Nothing. I had to bail out because he was just going on his merry way. I don't know if you would know. Do you have to finish off with a melee, or did I just not do enough damage to the downed body?
So this is what I was trying to say to you when you were streaming. Is like I've only done PvP in the deep desert, which is 107% ornithopter fights. Like people aren't fighting because it's just so huge. Like that there's no ground combat. It's just like a really, really bad flight simulator, to be honest.
See that makes me even less inclined to get to it.
So I think this is where a lot of people have found the game problematic. Put 100 hours in, you have a great experience. And I think this is where the team at Funcom don't understand survival craft players, because they're like, oh, like you're not meant to go, if you're playing PvE, you're not meant to go mine minerals in the deep desert. You're meant to buy them off the marketplace. But that is not how survival craft players want to play. They want to upgrade their equipment to the next thing. They want to keep survival crafting. Mm-hmm. They don't want it to change from lovely survival craft game for 98% and then have to play this weird extraction shooter with ornithopters for the last 2%
the market of the game. Because they're all listing it for ungodly amounts, and
exactly
you have to go farm camps
because most
for
people
money.
Aren't playing this like an MMO. They've got a really, really good survival craft game with like 6 MMO features tagged on, this weird extraction shooter zone called the Deep Desert, and they're like, everyone has to do that. That's our design. Rightfully so. I'd say almost not 9 out of 10 people on the Reddit AMAs and stuff are like, look, this is shit. No one's enjoying this. But the devs keep doubling down. They're like, no, this is the design. Like, trust us. We're going to make this good. And just no one can see it. I'm on the can't see it thing. Like, it's very strange to double down so hard on this.
The only thing I can say, obviously from the outside looking in, because I haven't been to the deep desert myself yet, even in I've put in 148 hours in the game already. I'm just hoping that it's because it's in its infancy still. We're not even a month in. We're 3 weeks in for the 5-day head start. Hopefully they realize that it's not working if their vision doesn't start panning out quickly.
So I would agree with that if they didn't have a really decently sized closed beta, because a lot of people that participated in that said like these problems existed in closed beta.
Yeah.
And maybe they thought more players would fix the problem, but it obviously has made the problem so much worse.
I was going to say it made it worse, yeah. That's what I'm hearing too, yeah.
So it does worry me for that part of the game that these were already problems that they chose to be like, nope, like our vision is you have to have a shit experience.
Well,
play the game our way, even though the rest of the game is a completely different game. Play it this way.
I hope if it doesn't, like I said, if their vision doesn't pan out the way that they're thinking it will, I hope they aren't too prideful in what their vision was to turn it into what will work for the player base in the long run.
I agree.
I mean, they have a lot of experience in MMOs. They have Conan Exiles. They have or had the Secret World, Age of Conan, Anarchy Online. They have a lot of experience with MMORPGs. So I think they have the knowledge to make it good, but I hope they're not too stubborn to do so.
So I think some of the problem comes from the guy that's doing the PvP game directing, whatever his position is. He actually comes from EVE Online.
Ooh, I did not know that.
And I think we're seeing some of that.
That says a lot.
I don't think it's good. Because it is so clear to me that Haga Basin and Deep Desert are two separate games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yes, they use the same engine, you use the same materials and stuff, but how they play are two fundamentally different design problems that
are
not gelling together.
Well, like you said, you have your survival crafter player base that most of them will probably touch it and immediately turn around or get shot down and never go back.
Exactly.
Yeah, which is tough. That makes having a true end game nearly impossible for arguably the majority of the players in the game, because the PvP players are gonna come and do their damage and leave.
Exactly. I think they underestimated how weighted it would be towards people that don't want anything to do with PvP.
Yeah.
Which I am shocked by based on the game that they've designed. They designed a game that had so much PvE in it, and then they're kind of like, why is there so many PvE players complaining?
There is a lot of PvE content comparative.
Yeah, it's weird. I saw some like posts on Reddit which were pretty funny, of like someone summing up the AMA being like, the players, like, why is the game so badly designed? Like, why is it like such a horrible experience? The devs, we designed it that way. Like,
this is why,
because they were so stubborn with their answers on it, and that I like sticking to your guns is good, but it seemed a bit more tone deaf than sticking to their guns.
Yeah, and that's not a good look. Are they meant to do another one today?
They are. They came out saying, we've read all your replies to the AMA. They didn't say it, but like, it's the tone of the message is like, we see that no one's enjoying what we've said. We're doing another post today from our creative director. I don't expect much is going to change in a day. I think they've probably got what they're doing for the next 2 or 3 months laid out, and like that's already on rails and has to be released.
And they have to kind of double down on that.
Changes that need to be made are probably not going to come for like 6 months.
Which is scary, because that could spell the majority of the player base being done by then.
I think the best thing we're going to get out of it is everyone who's buying it on release is going to play for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, get through the content, the PvE content, finish the story, and be like, all right, I don't want to touch this game. And then their first big DLC content release that has PvE content, maybe they'll come back.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe a lot of players won't. Maybe that bridge has already sort of been burnt. That's
what I'm afraid of, because I like the game a lot. Obviously, like I said, I've put nearly 150 hours into it. That says something for it. And I hope that, the content releases do bring people back, and they balance it to the point where people can enjoy the end game, so to speak, in a better fashion.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of games. Sorry, I'm just dying. I've seen a lot of games where some of the player base has been like, this is unbalanced or this is OP. I don't think I've seen something this unanimous of like, this is clearly broken. Why is this a thing? And the devs being like, no, we want it to be that way. Which is, it's weird to watch from this perspective, and like sort of going through it and seeing the new posts every day about it.
Yeah, it's more negative at this point than positive in that sense. And that's where if I were a developer, would say, we have to address this. We can't just say by design, this is the experience.
Yeah, I think that's the problem where it comes to that they've clearly got different people designing the PvE content from the PvP content. Mm-hmm. And when you've got got that separation. There's clearly this, like, what we're doing is working. We're not going to change it. And then the PvP people being like, well, this is what we enjoy and what we're designing, and we don't want to change it. But those two things,
They're just
like as I said before, they're not doing it. Co Carnage released a video that's on their Reddit, and he essentially said the same things. Like 98% of players are looking to play this game, and then they've got this weird 2% part, which is this other game, and they're trying to tell them to play together, but they don't want to play together.
Yeah.
I think that's a very spot-on way of describing it, of like, you've made two different games, and people don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm. But they're trying to force it.
Yep. So, that's my bit on it. For everyone else watching and is sick of me ranting about it and talking about Dune, we'd love to know what you think. Have you been enjoying the game? Do you think devs should change? If majority of people say like this is crap and we don't experience, should the devs change it, or should they stick to what they're doing?
Yeah, and that brings up a good thought for me, is like, from a developer standpoint or a creative standpoint, because I'm not a developer. It is important to get your creative ideas out there and your thoughts and your vision. But if your goal isn't for the success of the project, then I guess that's okay. But if you want a long-standing game and community, I think you have to be willing to sacrifice maybe some of your passion for what people just are looking for.
And they'll find that out after 2 months. Like, the player base will either drop or continue. Mm-hmm. They'll look through all the feedback and they're like, here's where we went wrong, here's where we went right.
Well,
and depending...
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, then it'll depend on, like, can they admit, like, oh, we went wrong here, we definitely need to change this, or will they double down and say, like, well, no, they just don't understand our vision.
And that's where it comes down to the player base doesn't have to understand the vision. They're either going to play it or not play it, and that's the reflection that they're going to see from it.
Yeah,
I mean, they're committed to keeping those servers up for what, 10 years? Is what they said?
This is what I said earlier about the other game. Like, 10 years means if people are playing after 10 years, we'll keep them up. If you will abandon it tomorrow, we'll take them down.
Yeah, they're not contractually obligated by any means.
Like that. There's no legal thing behind them saying that. They could say, like, this is the game everyone will play for the next 100 years. Like,
yeah,
they can say whatever they want and then do the opposite.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's around for a while. I really like the Duneverse. I'm enjoying it. It's brought a lot of people together from my community specifically to play with one another. So it's been enjoyable.
Definitely been enjoyable for me. Again, like 98% of the game is perfect. The design of it is perfect. There's still bugs. Like, you might lose like a vehicle here or there to something stupid, but that's fine. Like, when it's not intentionally badly designed, I don't care. I'm like, oh, they'll like get around to fixing that. That's not malicious.
I mean, I've even been dealing with the server issues. Our server got super punished.
That's why I'm podcasting right now. We couldn't log in earlier.
Yeah. That's funny. Unfortunately, at your expense. It's funny.
It was funny. It's so good.
Yeah, but that's pretty much all we got for you guys this week. Hopefully, in the next episode, maybe we'll have something new to talk about that's not Dune. But no promises. None
whatsoever. If you are curious, there was Fragged Kingdom, which is a medieval TTRPG, is currently on Kickstarter. Go check it out. Oh, it's on BackerKit. It's on a crowdfunding platform. Go check it out.
Yes. Yeah, go check them out. Go support your TTRPG people and help them achieve their goals, because it's basically your world after its release. You get to create your adventures and your lore And I think that's highly important. I think it's great to let your creative juices out, and TTRPGs are a great way to do that.
It's really good. So that's it for us this week. So thank you for joining us on the Dunes of podcasting. Again, if you have anything you want to add, tell us, disagree with us, agree with us, comment. The comments really helps us with the algorithms and, just telling people about the show. Yes. So you can do that on, we're on Spotify, iTunes, essentially anywhere you can get a podcast, we're like there. If we're not, comment on something else and tell us that we're not on that really obscure, weird podcasting platform that you use that's in Russian.
Yeah. Anything.
We'll add it.
Talk to us.
We're lonely.
Yeah. No, we appreciate y'all tuning in, and hopefully you come in to the next one and maybe even catch up on the ones you may have missed.
Yes, that would be great.
All right. Until next time.
Until next time.